projects.
Hello fellow builders, welcome to Useless Projects, the show that covers things that builders build that they don't need to build, but they build them anyway because they want to. When a builder gets the idea to build something, there's usually no stopping. I really got to change the name of this show to Useful Projects. Many of you out there who follow FlightChops on YouTube know that he did me the honor of using some clips from my last Useless Projects show in one of his recent episodes. His RV14 vlog number 11 on lesser known costs. Steve and I have known each other for a while now. I have a few very small appearances or contributions in some of his other episodes, and we're both members of the Canadian Historical Aircraft Association. He had expressed interest in coming by my shop to talk about my build experience at some point, but as he's indicated, the pandemic has frustrated us both because of the border closure. He can't get over here to produce segments, and I can't get over there to continue to train with the CH-2A, flying their wonderful warbirds and helping with their projects. So he asked for permission to use my clips to help illustrate his points regarding the myriad of little side projects and their costs associated with building your own aircraft. In compiling information for Steve, I started looking around the shop at all the jigs, stands, fixtures, and templates I'd created. I began to make a list, and the more I thought about it, the longer the list got. It's truly astounding. You got a brief overview in my previous video, but let's take a more detailed look at that list. This list includes both fabricated and assembled items. Before I even got started, I had to finish off my shop area with workbenches and build EAA work tables and storage racks. I had to plumb in a compressed air system that could provide access point in all 3 rooms of my detached garage and build a platform to make it easier to drain the air compressor. I had to fabricate a paint booth for the main shop that featured a collapsible frame, a filtered intake door plug, a 3-van ventilator unit, and a huge garage door opening plug. I also had to make a small paint booth in the wood shop using intake and exhaust fans.
That was the pre-build list. Now let's get to the build list.
Blueprint easel, C-frame and tool table, canopy cradle, canopy frame hole duplicators, canopy frame support, cowling fastener workstation, cowling floor base, cowling floor dimension jig, cowling table jig, cowling trim jig, elevator and rudder, wedge jig, empennage stand, engine table, footwell platform, fuselage stand, fuselage low stand, never used, horizontal stabilizer painting stand, horizontal stabilizer table jig, instrument panel stand, paint gun stand, paint rack collection, paint rack cowling jigs, paint rack square, rod end bearing tool, rudder skin bending brake, scissor jack modifications, seatbelt mounting tab guard, skin rolling jig, table dolly adapters, a tail picker, tailwheel wall mount stand, trim tab bending jig, vertical stabilizer low table jig, wing stand. These 2 jigs, I call them what the hell jigs because I don't remember what purpose they served. In addition, I've got a jig box full of spacers, gauges, templates, and other objects created during the process, and a template box full of hundreds of different paper templates.
That's a lot of extra stuff!
The most recent additions to the list came when I started working on the wingtips. I want my wingtips to be removable, so I'm installing nut plates instead of riveting. That means extra drilling and countersinking for securing the nut plates. The wingtips are a bit awkward to work on given their curved shape and unsupported edges. The screw holes are match drilled with the wingtips on the wings. For the additional drilling and countersinking required, I wanted to work on them while laying flat, but I needed a way to support them while working. For drilling the rivet holes, all I needed was a flat block of wood to use as a backing plate. But machine countersinking all the holes by hand with abrasive countersink bits is a bit more difficult. I also wanted a running vacuum to control the fiberglass dust. So I made up this wingtip countersink jig that incorporates the vacuum nozzle along with this countersink gauge for checking the machine countersunk screw holes. I tried them both out on just one location first as a proof of concept. After the first test, I realized that the vacuum nozzle was a little too close to the pilot hole for the countersink probe, So rather than release and retape the nozzle, a second number 30 hole was drilled. A third number 40 pilot hole was required for the smaller rivet countersink probe. A very rudimentary tool to be sure, but it did make the job easier. Oh, that's all for this episode of Useless Projects. Build on. If you don't want to do that, why don't you just build off? Let's drill the next number 40 rivet hole and then put a cleco in that one. When I had all these clecoed, I took them all off, clecoed them. When I had all the nut plates done here, when I had all the when I had all the rivet holes drilled along this edge, I took the parts off and countersunk the what did I do? Most of the rivet holes along this line were drilled, or removed the nut plates and clecos, and countersunk it with the number 40 abrasive countersink bit. I had to drill the extra hole in the jig here, the number 40 pilot hole, for the probe of the number 40 countersink bit. Once they were all countersunk, I clecoed the nut plates to the inside of the wingtip, having one cleco come in from the outside and the other one come in from the inside. That gave me squeezer clearance. Once the one side was riveted, I removed the other cleco, removed that, just worked my way down. So far I've got this row done. I've got 3 more to do. I got to do the drilling, countersinking, and riveting. In fact, I probably would have had them done today if I hadn't gotten a while here to start making this video. I can't use any of this.